It's not by chance that you're viewing this video. There's a reason you're here. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust the timing of your life and know that you're being led to where you're meant to be. As you stumble on this video, perhaps not by chance, it will serve to awaken your spirit. You have probably always known that you were different. You feel things that others don't say. You sense what others try to hide. When you walk into a room, you pick up on the atmosphere before a single word is spoken. This is not overthinking. It is not paranoia. It is discernment, a divine gift that God has placed within you, not to judge, but to protect and guide you. You don't read people the way the world does. You discern them with spiritual sensitivity, not through surface-level observation. You are not moved by appearances, by how someone looks, or by how someone acts. Your spirit goes deeper than the surface. You are able to sense truth, deception, intention, and even spiritual warfare without being told. This message will guide you through 7 powerful chapters. Each chapter will reveal the depth of this gift and show how it sets you apart for divine purpose. Stay with it, because with each chapter, God is unlocking new layers of your spiritual ability. Before we dive deeper, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. This message is not just content. It is a divine confirmation for the chosen ones, for those who don't just see with their eyes, but discern with their spirit. To those who have faithfully supported me through super thanks, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude. May God bless you abundantly. Your support, your presence, and your spiritual hunger are not unnoticed. You are part of something sacred, and I am truly grateful for every one of you who watches, listens, and aligns with this message. If your spirit resonates with this frequency, type 77 in the comments right now. That number is not random. It is a prophetic code, a signal to heaven that you are awake, aware, and ready to trust the gift of discernment God has placed within you. You are ready to see past the surface, ready to walk in clarity, and ready to protect your calling. Not everyone will make it to the end of this message. Only the truly chosen will. Only those who have always felt different. Those who have walked into rooms and felt what no one else said. Those who have been misunderstood, not because they were wrong, but because they were ahead. This is not something you hear once and forget. This is a living revelation, an activation of spiritual insight that unfolds layer by layer. Watch it again whenever your spirit leads you. Every time you listen, God will reveal more. You don't just read people, you discern them. And today, heaven is confirming why. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Discernment is a spiritual weapon. Chosen one, hear this clearly and let it settle deep within your spirit. Discernment is not merely a skill, a talent, or something you happen to pick up through observation, education, or worldly experience. It is not a result of reading books, attending classes, listening to lectures, or being mentored by people. It is not a personality trait, nor is it simply the outcome of being naturally perceptive. No, what you carry is far deeper than that. It is entirely spiritual. Discernment is a divine installation, a supernatural mechanism intricately placed inside your spirit by the hand of God Himself. You did not choose it, nor could you manufacture it on your own. It chose you, and it has been preparing you for this very moment all along. And while this gift has always been present within you, it did not develop in seasons of ease, comfort, or convenience. Your discernment was forged in fire. It was refined through heartbreak, strengthened in the crucible of betrayal, matured during long seasons of silence, and sharpened in moments when you could trust no one but God. There were times when you did not know who was loyal, who spoke truth, or who intended harm. In those moments, God was the only voice you could safely hear, the only guidance you could follow without fear. It is through this divine dependency, through the tests of your soul, that your discernment grew and became unshakable. Discernment was never sharpened through theory or mere study. It was sharpened through survival. It was shaped in the wilderness, honed in spiritual warfare, awakened through pain, and refined in the confusion that comes when the world seems chaotic and untrustworthy. God used every trial, every deception, every circumstance that seemed unbearable to teach you how to distinguish the genuine from the counterfeit, the truth from illusion, and the voice of God from the noise of the world. Where others rely on logic, reasoning, or visible proof, you have been trained to rely on revelation and the subtle guidance of the Holy Spirit. Where others demand evidence before acting, you walk confidently in faith, sensing the presence and purpose behind every situation. Where others perceive only personality and actions, you are able to see the spirit, the intention, and the unseen forces at work. You don't merely hear words, you sense the spirit behind them. You don't merely observe behavior, you discern the motivation, the hidden truths in the heart of every matter. And yes, sometimes this depth of perception can make you feel misunderstood, isolated, or even crazy, because you know the truth of situations that no one else can see. You sense deceit, hidden agendas, or subtle spiritual movements, even when there is no concrete proof to point to. But this is the power of God's discernment within you. It allows you to navigate life in a world full of illusions, half-truths, and deception, to respond with wisdom and integrity, and to stand firm in the light of His Spirit when others are blinded by appearances. Discernment is not just a gift, it is your spiritual shield. It is your compass, your guide, and your protection. It allows you to walk with clarity in confusion, with confidence in uncertainty, and with authority in the midst of deception. It is the invisible force that keeps you aligned with God's purpose, untouched by manipulation and undistracted by the counterfeit agendas of the world. Chosen one, understand this fully. Your discernment is not ordinary, and it cannot be replicated or faked. It is the very reason you survive where others fail, succeed where others stumble, and thrive where many get lost. Guard it, honor it, and trust it, for it is the spiritual weapon that will guide you through the unseen battles of life, ensuring that you always hear God's voice clearly, see truth in the chaos, and walk confidently in the calling He has set before you. You feel something is off, but you can't explain it. You notice a change in the atmosphere, even if everyone else is laughing. This is not paranoia. This is not anxiety. This is not being judgmental. This is discernment. Your spirit is sensing God's voice, even if your mind doesn't understand yet. Discernment is not pride. It is accurate. It is not about thinking you are better than others. It is about seeing clearly when others are deceived. It is about being aware, awake, and alert to what is really happening spiritually, emotionally, and prophetically. God gave you discernment to keep you safe. It protects your calling, your heart, your purpose, and your future. It helps you avoid fake connections and manipulative people. It stops you from wasting time on things that are not right for you. Discernment is like a radar in a noisy, tricky world. It helps you sense danger before it appears. It helps you notice spiritual changes before they happen. It keeps you ahead of traps and distractions. As your purpose grows, your discernment grows too. The bigger your calling, the more clarity you need. You cannot walk blindly in a world with hidden spiritual meanings. You must walk with vision, not just naturally, but spiritually. If you know things before they happen, if you leave a conversation feeling something you didn't understand, if you cry, pray, or step back without knowing why, you are not crazy, you are discerning. And this is exactly how God made you. Chapter 2, Chosen One. You were never created to live by surface appearances alone. You have been given a gift that pierces beyond the outer shell of smiles, words, and gestures. Where others are easily convinced by charm or blinded by appearances, you carry within you a God-given ability to perceive what lies beneath the mask. You do not merely hear what people say, you sense the weight their words carry. You do not simply see a person's expression, you read the energy, the vibration, and the spirit that lingers behind their eyes. This ability to spiritually scan your surroundings comes naturally to you. You were born with it. Without effort, your spirit discerns atmospheres, motives, and intentions that others overlook. And while it may sometimes feel uncomfortable, heavy, or even exhausting, it is one of your greatest protections. A person may approach you with a smile and a kind compliment, but inwardly your spirit grows tense. They may speak of support, yet you sense the heaviness of hidden resentment. They may offer to help, yet deep within you, something whispers, "Be careful." That inner warning is not fear, nor is it the residue of past trauma. It is discernment, the sharpened voice of your spirit, trained by God through experiences, alerting you to danger long before it becomes visible. This is also why you often feel drained after being around certain people. It is not because you are antisocial, nor because you dislike company, nor even because you are naturally introverted. Rather, it is because your spirit is working tirelessly, filtering through layers of spiritual noise, unseen motives, and hidden energies that cling to those around you. You are not burdened by the presence of people. You are burdened by the weight of what they carry. It has never been about the volume of a crowd. It has always been about the vibration of an atmosphere. This is why you walk into a room and immediately feel a shift, even before anyone has spoken a word. This is why your stomach knots, your chest tightens, or your peace is disturbed when something is out of alignment, though others remain unaware. You were not designed to depend on outward signs or human explanations. God has made your inner radar so precise, so finely tuned, that you can navigate the spiritual climates and hidden realities that most people ignore. Your discernment was never given to you for the shallow purpose of merely catching lies or exposing deceit. It was entrusted to you for something far greater, to guard your destiny and to preserve the divine assignment placed upon your life. This gift is not meant to humiliate others, nor is it meant to magnify your suspicions of them. Rather, it is God's protective barrier, a safeguard ensuring that you do not become entangled with people who, knowingly or unknowingly, are carrying assignments designed to oppose the very calling that rests upon you. God did not bestow this gift upon you so that you could sit in judgment of others. He gave it to you so that you would learn how not to waste your most precious resources, your time, your oil, and your emotional energy on individuals who were never meant to remain in your path, individuals who were sent as distractions, delays, or detours to your purpose. This is the reason why certain relationships in your life never had the capacity to endure, even when you tried to hold on to them. It is why particular connections felt burdensome and heavy, even though on the surface everything appeared perfect and promising. The truth is that your spirit discerned realities your natural eyes could not perceive, and even when your mind sought to rationalize and justify staying, the quiet whisper of discernment within you urged, "It is time to let go." Many times you will find yourself unable to fully explain what is wrong. There may be no visible evidence, no tangible proof, no concrete justification you can offer to those who question your choices. There may not even be the right words available to capture what you are sensing. But the uneasiness you feel in your chest, the check you sense deep in your spirit, and the heaviness that drains your soul, these very sensations are your confirmation. That is your answer. And it is enough. Trust it. Do not allow anyone to make you feel guilty for feeling what you feel. Do not quiet your inner knowing simply to maintain the comfort of others. Do not betray your discernment in order to avoid the discomfort of confrontation. Understand this. Discernment is not the same as suspicion. Suspicion is rooted in fear and distrust, but discernment is born of spiritual awareness. It means your ears have been trained to hear at a higher frequency, your eyes have been taught to see beyond what is visible, and your heart has been entrusted by God with a sacred ability to perceive what is hidden beneath the surface. This gift will shield you from being deceived by charm, from being seduced by talent, from being impressed by titles, and from being captivated by the false presentation of love. It will help you recognize the wolf dressed in sheep's clothing long before its teeth are revealed. More importantly, it will preserve the purity of your spirit, the clarity of your path, and the protection of your destiny. So when someone's words sound perfectly aligned, but something inside you still feels unsettled, honor that feeling. When a room appears outwardly safe, yet your spirit tightens the moment you step inside, do not dismiss that warning. When a person greets you with a smile, but you sense the shadow of hidden shade behind their shine, believe what your discernment is revealing. For what you are perceiving is not merely faces, it is frequencies. And God entrusted you with this gift for a reason. Discernment is often the very reason you find yourself struggling with small talk. Think about the times you have walked into a room full of people and without anyone saying or doing anything wrong, you instantly felt out of place. Consider how often you find your mind quietly drifting away whenever the conversation remains on the surface. Whether the topic is sports, gossip, fleeting trends, or empty opinions that go in circles without substance. This is not because you are rude. It is not because you are awkward. It is not because you are shy. The truth is far deeper. You are wired differently. You were never designed for the surface. You were created for depth. Small talk presses against your spirit like a suit that is far too tight. You may tolerate it for a brief moment, but before long it begins to suffocate you. You cannot find joy in pretending to be interested in what does not resonate with your soul. You cannot fake excitement about things that do not nourish your purpose or align with your divine calling. Your discernment simply will not allow you to sit comfortably in shallow waters for too long. While many people are content to swim endlessly in circles of meaningless chatter, your soul is restlessly searching for rivers of truth, for conversations that carry authenticity, for connections that are guided by the Spirit rather than fueled by ego. It is not that you dislike people. Quite the opposite. You long for connection, but you crave what is real. You hunger for dialogue that flows from the soul, not from pride, performance, or pretense. You are naturally drawn to individuals who are willing to be vulnerable, who are committed to honesty, and who carry with them a spiritual awareness that goes beyond appearances. Titles do not impress you. Image does not move you. Rehearsed charisma does not sway your heart. What stirs you is presence. What resonates with you is depth and substance. This is why you often feel like the outsider in rooms where everyone else mingles with ease. It is not that you are antisocial. It is that you are spiritually selective. You cannot settle for empty dialogue when your calling requires meaningful exchange. You are not interested in wasting your breath on words that evaporate without purpose. You want your words to matter, to build, to heal, to reveal, or to transform. And when that does not happen, when conversations never rise beyond the surface, your energy naturally begins to retreat. There are moments when you grow quiet, not because you lack something meaningful to say, but because there is little of true value being spoken around you. In those moments, your discernment begins to rise, silently scanning and filtering the atmosphere. You sense who is posturing, who is pretending, who is performing, and your spirit instinctively searches for the few. Sometimes only one or two individuals in the room who are carrying something authentic and real. This is why you have always found it easier to connect in one-on-one conversations or within small, intentional circles where the focus is depth rather than noise. You prefer quiet moments of revelation over crowded rooms filled with chatter. You would rather sit in silence with someone who understands the weight of your spirit than spend hours exchanging words with people who have no connection to your soul. It is not that you are intentionally trying to be different, it is that you are different. You were intentionally designed with a divine filter. God did not place discernment within you so that you would live in isolation. He gave it to you as a safeguard, to preserve your oil, to protect your energy from being drained by meaningless exchanges, and to keep your focus anchored to what matters most: truth, purpose, and destiny. Here is the part most people will struggle to understand about you. You are not difficult to talk to. You are not distant or unapproachable. Rather, you are simply not available for conversations that lack authenticity, depth, and spiritual weight. You are not hard to engage with. You are only hard to deceive. You are not arrogant. You are deeply attuned. And you are not cold. You are guarded by wisdom. The ones who are meant to walk with you will not be intimidated by this depth. Instead, they will meet you there. They will come with words that carry confirmation, words that echo what God is already speaking to your spirit. They will speak from a place of alignment rather than performance, from sincerity rather than pretense. And when they speak, their words will nourish you rather than drain you. You will feel fed, not fatigued. You were never created to blend into the background of the crowd. You were designed to carry a calling. And with that calling comes a constant need for clarity, authentic connection, and conversation that produces life. So stop apologizing for needing more than surface-level exchange. Stop shrinking yourself just to fit into rooms that do not reflect the truth of your spirit. You are not missing out. you are being set apart. For God did not wire you for surface. He wired you for something sacred. Chapter 4. Chosen one, people will sometimes feel uncomfortable in your presence, and you must understand this truth clearly. The chosen one. Their discomfort has nothing to do with your personality, your tone, your words, or your intentions. It is not that you are harsh, unkind, or unapproachable. Their uneasiness is stirred by something far deeper. It is your presence, the spiritual authority you carry, and the weight of what follows you into every room you enter. When you arrive, atmospheres begin to shift, often without you needing to say a single word. You were not attempting to expose anyone. You were not deliberately trying to uncover hidden things. And yet, your light naturally reveals what others have worked tirelessly to conceal. The clarity you carry confronts the confusion they have learned to live in. Your discernment disrupts the performances they have been carefully staging. Without meaning to, you become a mirror, one they never asked for, but one they cannot avoid. This is the natural result of carrying truth. This is what happens when you choose to walk in alignment. This is what unfolds when you live with spiritual eyes open in a world that prefers to remain blind. Discernment often feels heavy, not because you are burdened by people themselves, but because you perceive what most refuse to notice. You step into situations and immediately sense the undercurrent of unspoken agendas. You sit in meetings and detect the spirit of manipulation, even while the words on the surface sound polished and professional. You listen to someone speak, and though their language seems harmless, your heart begins to tighten. Not because of what they are saying, but because the spirit behind their words is not clean. Carrying such a gift is not always easy. There are seasons when it isolates you. There are moments when it causes others to step back, to distance themselves from you. Not because you wounded them, but because your awareness threatens the fragile comfort they have built for themselves. Yet you must not allow this to cause you to shrink back. You cannot let it make you doubt what you know to be true. Never apologize for the insight God has entrusted to you, simply to make others feel safer in their deception. This gift was not given so that you could blend into the background unnoticed. It was given so that you could stand apart and stand guard. You are not merely observing personalities, you are perceiving spirits. You are not simply detecting outward behaviors, you are discerning the unseen assignments attached to them. And in a world saturated with charm, charisma, and counterfeit influence, this discernment is your shield of protection. The enemy would love nothing more than to cause you to second-guess yourself, to dismiss your discernment as paranoia, to belittle it as oversensitivity, or to brush it aside as unnecessary caution. But that is precisely how traps are set. That is how false alliances are formed. That is how purposes are delayed and destinies are diverted. Your discernment is not a weakness, it is a weapon. And if you will learn to trust it, it will keep your path clear, your spirit safe, and your calling preserved. God entrusted you with this awareness so that you would always remain one step ahead, ensuring that you never walk blindly into environments, relationships, or agreements that may appear outwardly beneficial but are, in reality, spiritually toxic. This gift was placed within you so that you could perceive what others cannot see, and as a result, move with wisdom and intentionality that sets you apart. Do not allow others to manipulate you into silence. Never permit anyone to twist the nature of your gift and mislabel it as judgment. There is a clear and essential difference between judging people and discerning the spirit they carry. Judgment is rooted in pride, ego, and self-righteousness, but discernment flows from divine wisdom, holy insight, and spiritual clarity. When people feel conviction in your presence, it is not because you are unkind, harsh, or condemning. It is because your alignment with God highlights and exposes what has fallen out of order in their lives. And when individuals become defensive or withdrawn around you, you must recognize that it is not always a personal rejection. It is often a spiritual reaction. Many have grown comfortable living in quiet agreement with inner battles or hidden strongholds, and the purity of your discernment disrupts those unspoken covenants. Therefore, remain sharp in your awareness, grounded in humility, and unwavering in discernment. Do not allow the weight of what you perceive to harden your heart, but neither should you allow outside pressure to dull or blind your spiritual vision. You can love people deeply while still keeping a healthy distance in the spirit. You can extend kindness while also practicing caution. You can remain fully present with others without becoming dangerously entangled in what does not align with your call. Chapter 5. God is equipping you to lead with spiritual authority. Chosen one. The level of discernment that you carry is not random, nor is it the result of coincidence or chance. It is not something you happen to stumble upon by accident. It is divine training. Heaven itself has been equipping you quietly, carefully, and intentionally, preparing you for something far greater than you can presently imagine. Every time you sensed something before it unfolded, every moment when your spirit grew heavy in a room where everyone else seemed carefree, you were not merely being sensitive. What you experienced was strategy. God was sharpening your gift, strengthening your perception, and preparing your spirit to carry weight in the unseen spiritual realm. You are not being trained simply to survive the battles of life. You are being trained to lead others through them. You are not called merely to recognize the presence of evil. You are called to disrupt it. You are not entrusted with discernment only to avoid deception. You are commissioned to shield and protect others from it. This form of leadership does not begin with platforms, microphones, or recognition. It begins in the hidden places, in silence, in obedience, and in surrender. It begins when you can whisper yes to God without requiring all the answers in advance. It begins when He can trust you to speak boldly, when He says speak, and to remain still and silent when He says wait. This is why your discernment carries such importance. It is not about simply detecting atmospheres or interpreting vague feelings. It is about moving with divine precision in a world overwhelmed by confusion. Discernment equips you with wisdom to know when to act decisively, when to wait patiently, and when to walk away completely. It is the compass that aligns you with God's timing, God's order, and God's purpose. Your discernment is the very foundation of divine leadership. It serves as the guiding principle that teaches you how to protect what is sacred, how to make decisions that are fully aligned with God's will, and how to perceive truths that others often miss. There is a reason why you are not easily deceived. There is a reason why you have always instinctively known who is truly for you and who is not. You are being trained to distinguish between what is genuinely anointed and what only appears attractive on the surface. Spiritual leadership is not about control, status, or recognition. It is about stewarding clarity and insight in a world that is often fogged by confusion, deception, and hidden motives. It is about perceiving where God is moving and choosing to move in harmony with Him. It is about having the wisdom to say no to opportunities, people, or situations that look appealing but are not from God. It is about being entrusted with influence, knowing that when it is placed in your hands, you will not fumble it. You have been set apart for this purpose. That is why the crowd has never quite fit you. That is why superficial relationships or fake connections have never captured your interest. Your assignment demands clarity. Your influence requires insight. Your gift is being refined for leadership, not the loud, flashy, or performative kind, but the pure, quiet kind that shifts rooms through authority, presence, and spiritual weight. This is the leadership that speaks wisdom into situations, breaks chains, sees beyond mere performance, and ministers straight to the soul. You are not merely here to observe or to perceive. You are being positioned to lead with authority, humility, and obedience. When God isolates you, trains you in silence, or reveals things that others cannot see, do not resist it. This is preparation for divine responsibility. You have been chosen not only to lead with your mind or intellect, but to lead through the clarity and insight of your spirit, to steward the assignments God has entrusted to you with discernment, wisdom, and faithfulness. Chapter 6. Discernment saves you from detours that could derail your destiny. Chosen one. The discernment you carry has not merely helped you make wiser decisions. It has acted as a protective shield over your calling and your purpose. There have been roads you did not travel, doors you never opened, and people you never allowed yourself to attach to. Not because you were hesitant or uncertain, but because your spirit instinctively knew what was not aligned with your destiny. One wrong connection has the power to delay your purpose. One misleading voice can plant seeds of doubt that disrupt the trajectory God has set for you. One opportunity, no matter how appealing it may appear, can drain your oil and divert you from the assignment God intended for your life if it is not sent by Him. This is why God has been quietly sharpening your discernment behind the scenes. He has not been trying to make you suspicious or fearful. He has been cultivating strategic awareness within you, teaching you to see beyond the surface of people, to discern the true nature of what they carry, and to pause before committing to anything without first checking with heaven. Discernment is heaven's GPS in a world filled with spiritual traps, deceptions, and distractions. It preserves your peace, protects your purity, and keeps your soul from becoming entangled with people, places, and patterns that are designed to sabotage your purpose. There have been rooms you chose not to enter, not out of fear, but because your spirit spoke a firm, quiet, unshakable no. There have been people who appeared attractive, impressive, or promising, yet something deep within you felt off, and though you could not fully explain it at the time, that was your discernment in action. Others may have labeled you as overly selective or accused you of overthinking. Yet now, with the clarity of hindsight, you recognize that you were being protected. Every door you did not walk through was a detour avoided. Every person you released from your life saved you from unnecessary battles and conflicts. Every opportunity you declined preserved your spirit, your focus, and the energy required to fulfill your divine assignment. In truth, your discernment has not only shaped your decisions, it has safeguarded your destiny. Discernment is not always loud or dramatic. Often it manifests as a quiet check in your spirit, a subtle stillness that whispers, "This isn't the right path." You will not always have tangible proof or visible confirmation, yet when you honor that inner nudge, it serves as a divine safeguard, protecting your future and keeping you aligned with God's purpose. This is why you have been spared from relationships that would have left you broken. This is why you were guided away from environments that would have stifled or suffocated your growth. This is why you were pulled out of crowds that carried compromise, temptation, or distraction. Every time you chose to follow discernment, heaven was orchestrating your next step, carefully redirecting you toward what truly belonged in your life. Now, as you look back and reflect on your journey, the pattern becomes clear. What once felt like rejection was, in reality, redirection. What felt like delay or detours was actually preparation and divine setup. Your discernment has been far more than a mere gift. It has functioned as a lifeline. It has kept your spirit clear, your heart clean, and your path covered by God's protection. Therefore, do not mourn what you were required to walk away from. Do not regret the people, places, or opportunities that did not remain in your life. And do not doubt the wisdom that guided your choices. Everything you released was not aligned with your anointed path. Discernment calls you to prioritize obedience over comfort, alignment over attachment, and purpose over popularity. Because you have trusted what God showed you through your spirit, He is now poised to open doors that are not only attractive, but fully aligned with His will. He will connect you with people who do more than elevate your status. They confirm your calling. He will present opportunities that do more than shine. They protect the purpose He has placed within you. You are not behind. You are not missing out. You are precisely where God intends for you to be, standing firm because you followed the guidance of your spirit and honored the discernment He has entrusted to you. Chapter 7. This gift of discernment that you carry is only going to grow stronger. Chosen. The subtle whispers that once guided you are now being sharpened into clear, undeniable confirmations. You will no longer second-guess the impressions of your spirit because as you continue to obey and honor it, your insight becomes increasingly precise and reliable. God is actively fine-tuning your spiritual radar, preparing you to navigate the people, places, and decisions that lie ahead on your path. You will walk into rooms and immediately understand why you are there. You will hear people speak and instantly perceive the spirit behind their words. You will begin to recognize divine opportunities as well as spiritual traps before anything is outwardly visible or articulated. This is not meant to overwhelm or burden you. It is meant to prepare you. The spaces and seasons you are stepping into require a deeper level of awareness. You are being equipped to lead with wisdom rather than assumption, to respond with revelation rather than reaction. Your discernment is about far more than protection. It is about positioning. The people, environments, and opportunities God is sending you toward cannot be navigated with natural sight alone. You will encounter individuals who seem polished, yet your spirit will know who is genuine. You will be presented with doors that shine, yet your inner awareness will reveal which ones are truly from God. Do not shrink back or feel pressured when others misunderstand your silence. Your stillness does not indicate confusion. It signifies that you are listening to guidance that they cannot yet hear. Some will feel exposed in your presence because light naturally illuminates what has been hidden. Others will be drawn to you because your gift brings peace, clarity, and alignment. Expect your dreams to sharpen. Expect confirmations to come more quickly. Expect to sense when something is not right before it even unfolds in the natural realm. This is not new. It is the essence of who you have always been. But now God is making your gift stronger, clearer, and louder than ever before, preparing you for the assignment and authority that awaits. Because you have proven faithful in the small moments, God is now entrusting you with far greater responsibility and authority. This gift of discernment will not only save you time, but it will also guide you into alignment with perfect timing, right partnerships, and assignments that are divinely appointed for your life. It will serve as a shield over your peace, a preservation of your spiritual oil, and a safeguard against the confusion that seeks to settle in your mind or heart. Your discernment will help you distinguish between what has potential and what carries true purpose, keeping you aligned even when pressures or external forces attempt to divert you from your path. You do not merely notice circumstances, you discern them. You do not simply read the personalities around you, you perceive the spirits that animate them. Now that this gift is fully activated, you will no longer wander aimlessly or drift into uncertainty. Instead, you will be guided by heaven, grounded in divine truth, and perfectly synchronized with the movement of God's Spirit. This gift will continue to grow stronger because your calling is becoming ever clearer. It will equip you to walk boldly into every season, to move wisely through every decision, and to operate with confidence and authority in the realms where God has positioned you. You are ready, chosen one, for this next level of discernment, leadership, and spiritual clarity. And every step you take will reflect the wisdom and insight that God has cultivated within you. If you're eager for more, whether additional chapters to this spiritual journey or a powerful visual concept for a video or thumbnail, simply just say the word. I'm here and am ready to help bring it all to life.